Good morning and happy Monday, a brand new week for you to shine. Today, exciting day, sort of. We are starting a cut. So a cut is just a period of fat loss. So right now, before this, our goal was to put on muscle mass size
We both
in
put on some
the
muscle
gym.
and some weight.
And it's a good idea when you're doing that to go through periods of cuts, which means you just cut a little bit of fat. You go to a fat loss phase. So that's what we're starting today. We're going to share with you how we go about doing that later on in this video.
And a physique update, which is why we're in bathing suits right now.
But until then, we have to go hit the gym, get an angel wing lift on. Gotta keep growing the angel wings, honestly.
Maintain angel status.
So we're going to share with you this entire journey.
Of course.
So if you are currently bulking, I'm so sorry. Actually, no, you keep on.
Yeah.
But if you're ready to cut or you want to go through sort of a diet phase,
Join us.
join us. Let's get started.
We are making it a priority that every time we come home, we are going to give the dogs lots of smooches, hugs, for at least a minute.
Oh, there's some love. Show them some love.
Alright, just got back from the gym, had a super good lift, but
That
now
was okay.
It was okay?
It was okay.
But
I was
now
distracted. Now it's time to focus.
Now it's time to focus. So we're here to discuss a little bit about why, how, and tips for joining this cut with us.
If you want to.
So first off, why?
Why are we cutting?
So to begin, we do not think that we are fat. We are not cutting because we think that we are fat. We are cutting for a very specific reason. So we actually wanted to extend our lean bulk a little bit longer than what we did, but an event came up in the middle of April. We can't share too many details about it, but it is super exciting and we need to be lean for it. Leaner than we are.
For health reasons and for the fact of just like
for this event. So we need to be leaner than what we are right now. So we need to remove some of the cushioning, you know? I'm a little squishy, I need to be a little bit less squishy.
Yeah, so overall, we're not doing this because we feel fat at all. I'm actually very comfortable with my body.
Yeah.
Like I said yesterday, I put on 15 pounds since I started carnivore.
I'm about 11, 12.
And I think it's very healthy weight. Like I have room to gain probably an additional 5-10 more pounds and be totally fine. I personally prefer a smaller physique on myself because I've been on all ends of the spectrum. I've weighed up to 165, 170 pounds before, and I've weighed 110 pounds before. So just knowing my body, I know where I like to sit.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a journey to get back to that place. Also, we have been in a caloric surplus for quite a few months now.
Like 11-ish?
Yes, since last summer. And when you are bulking or cutting, it's always good to cycle. So don't just like cut. You should add in a diet break or a maintenance period. And same with bulking. I think it's beneficial to take brief, if you think of it like a triangle, like, oh, you're gaining weight, you're gaining weight, you're gaining weight. It's beneficial to keep your body at a healthy body fat percentage and take a slight break, maybe a mini cut, and then resume gaining weight, gaining weight. Otherwise, you risk running into the whole dirty bulk concept where you just like, you reach this threshold almost of like, you gained a lot of muscle and then you just start gaining more and more fat.
Then
so
your future cuts are gonna be super hard.
That was me.
And long.
Oof. That was like the last, like what, 2014, 15, 16, 17,
Yeah.
no, 16, 17, 18. No way, no. And then that led us to a really unhealthy place with our metabolism. So I wouldn't recommend that. Granted, we weren't on carnivore then. So this is all new territory for us.
But to summarize, we have a very specific end goal of when we need to be lean. Therefore, we're starting now so that we can take a sustainable approach and do not do any rapid fat loss things. We're taking a very slow and controlled approach so that we can maintain our muscle, gain muscle while cutting fat. All right, now moving on to how. So when you're losing weight, cutting fat, there are many tools in your toolbox, right? So you can increase the amount of calories you're burning, so increase your caloric expenditure by increasing the number of workouts, increasing your amount of cardio,
or just increasing your daily
NEAT.
Energy expenditure, NEAT.
So that can be things like tracking your steps. So I'm gonna increase steps or something. So that's one tool. And then another tool is decreasing the amount of calories that you're consuming. So that way both options, you're creating a net negative. And you don't want to use both from the start, right? You want to make this a sustainable approach. So we are going to start with decreasing the amount of calories that we are consuming, and we'll eventually add in some light forms of cardio, but not from the start, because we want to be able to have those tools to work with so we have room to progress.
Yeah, so this is an overall sustainable approach to weight loss, is to just pull from the start just one lever.
Yep.
And then stay there for about a week or two, engage progress, and then go from there.
Yes, we track our macronutrients, and we will be reducing the amount of macros that we are consuming on a day-to-day basis. The amount that I consume is going to be different than her.
Yeah.
It's going to be different than you. So no, we are not going to list our specific macros because we do not want people to blindly follow them. It's going to depend person to person. We are at a really good place with our metabolism right now, so I do not think that this cut is going to be hard, because I'm still going to be consuming over 2,000 calories at the start of this cut, which I think is awesome.
Yeah. If you are considering doing a cut, or you have been on a weight loss or fat loss journey, I would take great caution considering where your starting metabolism is at. If your calories are already very low for your height and for your gender and everything, then maybe you shouldn't be cutting right now, and you should be taking time to repair your metabolism and increase the amount of calories you can eat per day without gaining weight, and then restart your cut.
Which is what we did these past 11
Yes.
months, and our metabolisms are like
just to provide an example, about last summer, my calories were all the way down to like 1,000
for your bikini competition,
1,100
to get stage lean.
Yes, and I took this almost a year now. I took that time to help my metabolism out. I increased my calories slowly, and now I am at over double that amount, able to slowly gain weight, kind of maintain my weight. So that is an example of increasing your metabolism and getting to a healthier place before you start a diet. Very important.
Yes.
IMO.
So we are going to start with a day one physique update that we filmed this morning, and we will put these clips in now. So just as a note for Ashley, I seem to stay relatively lean at the top of my core all year round, regardless of how much body fat I have on me. I hold my body fat at the lower part of my core and the lower back, and that's the last fat to go for me. I seem to lean out in my upper body first, so it will be exciting to see these changes now in the context of like a zero carb approach.
And for me, Sarah, I agree. I think I hold most of my fat in my lower back and a little bit on my upper body. My legs stay relatively lean, and I have very long legs, like they're 3/4 of my body.
We got some long legs here.
I have a little bit of a struggle putting on muscle there. So I personally don't want to be doing this cut for that long, because I still have a lot of muscle gain goals. And so I'd like to get back into a caloric surplus pretty soon in order to put on more size in my lower body. But I know that there will be a time and place for that, so I'm not that concerned. now here's some pretty specific tips for if you're somebody who wants to get started
and joining us.
Yeah, in a cut or just any sort of weight loss journey. You ready?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so tip number 1, take starting photos, take starting videos.
Yeah.
Don't rely on the scale because the scale can not represent
day
your
by day
progress. Yeah. Especially as a female.
Yes.
Your water retention is going to vary depending on where you are in your cycle, etc. So don't rely on the scale. Use the scale numbers, but don't like be sold and tied to that number. Use the videos and the photos.
Okay, but if you are somebody who is triggered by weighing yourself, don't use the scale. We have several clients who we do not require to weigh themselves whatsoever, even if they're on a fat loss journey, because they know that when they see the scale, something goes wrong with their head. And like she was saying, for females, like water retention or the time of the month in your period that you're on will impact your weight. Some people gain, like literally they fluctuate between 5 to 10 pounds based on their period. So you have to consider this. So if you are somebody who is triggered by weighing yourself and this is not going to be a healthy mindset for you, just don't weigh yourself and instead gauge by how you feel, your fit in your clothes, how you see yourself in the mirror, your energy levels. Like go by feel instead of some sort of number. It is really useful to have that that secure objective number on the scale over time.
Yeah.
But if that's not going to work for you, you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
Nope. All right, tip number 2 is to take a sustainable approach to this, kind of like we already talked about. As we go, we'll tell you our next move and the moves that we're making.
So we are not adding in cardio from the start.
No, you won't be alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my just overall tip for anybody and everybody is never compare your body or your progress to somebody else's. There's a chance that we're gonna make different pace of progress and our bodies are going to look so differently. We have very similar structures overall. Like we call ourselves SpongeBobs because we have pretty boxy, short torsos, but then very long legs. So we are SpongeBobs. But what my body looks like throughout this cut is not going to be reflective of what her body looks like. Your body is going to respond completely differently. So overall from the start, don't have this ideal body that you're gonna get, that you want. Like don't idolize somebody else's physique. Instead, just focus on creating the best version of your physique. It's so important.
We ask, do not compare yourself to us
or anybody.
It's you versus you.
Yes.
Okay? Keep that mindset.
Like when I was doing my bikini competition prep, I would look at other bikini competitors. This was at the start, and I would be like, oh man, I gotta make sure my glutes look that way, or I need those shoulders. And then I started cutting more and more, and I was like, you know what, man, I am not turning out that way. And it was okay.
Yeah.
I was very proud of myself at the end of the day, regardless of what I ended up looking like, because I committed to this goal, I saw it through, and I gave it my all, and that's what matters most. Yeah, so I really encourage you, if you are on a fat loss, weight loss journey, you're gonna do this with us, or even if you're not, really work on your mindset and develop a healthy mindset before you jump into anything like this. It's so important and it makes it all so much more sustainable.
All right, time to go make platter number 1. You guys will notice that our platters will start to look a little different. We are going to be calorie cycling throughout the week. So some days you'll be like, wow, that's a lot of fat. And other days you'll be like, wow, that's a lot of protein. So just keep that in mind. We're calorie cycling, and the way that we calorie cycle is gonna be different than you because everyone has different activity levels and your starting calories is different. But just to keep that in mind, let's go eat.
Well, let's wrap it up really quickly. Wrap it up. Overall, 1, take it slow and make sure it's sustainable and make sure you're at a healthy starting place.
Yes.
2, never compare yourself to anybody else. Your progress is going to be different. 3, take an approach that works for you. You don't have to weigh yourself. Just do what makes you feel best. If you are not ready to cut right now and you need to be honest with yourself and need to keep putting on muscle or weight, do that.
And 4, strength train. I think that's one of the best things you can do for your metabolism.
Yeah.
And we have a free workout PDF in our newsletter that we send out every single Sunday. So make sure you guys are subscribed. Link in the description below.
And those are the workouts we demonstrate in these videos.
They follow along with our daily vlogs. So join us in this cut. Join us in our lifts.
And if you ever have any questions about those workouts, we will respond to you either in a comment on the video or we'll respond in the video itself. So don't feel like you're alone in this.
Okay, can I now say, let's go make platter 1?
Yeah, let's go make platter number 1.
You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful, it's true. I saw your face in a crowded space, and I don't know what to do. I will never be with you.
Whipped up a very simple platter number 1.
So what we have here is lightly seared chuck steak, lightly seared liver. So how we decide if we're gonna eat our liver raw or seared often just depends on what we're feeling that day, and then if the liver has thawed out too much, because I don't like cold, slimy liver.
Thawed out.
I like it frozen raw or lightly seared.
In butter.
We got some round steak, a little bit of bone marrow,
I got a little bit of suet.
and then 2 sunny side up eggs.
Lots of salt. Lasillo.
Somebody suggested that we might start like a reading troll comment segment, and I'm considering, because this was my favorite from today so far. So Larry Wallace, he's probably the best strength trainer in the country, just so we're all clear at the start. He's seen some of our videos. Stop the BS. Eat whatever you want. I recommend hard labor work like digging holes and a post hole digger. Honestly, that would probably make us pretty strong. He started training though when he was 10 back in 1976. So all foods will make you stronger. Eat plenty of everything. Like, I am not disagreeing that food makes you stronger. You need to eat to grow. So I just said like, hey, you know, check out our health video to understand why we choose to live carnivore. Okay, that was not enough for Larry. Why would you ask a professional strength trainer to do that? Really? Get off that stupid roller coaster dieting you're on and get effing serious. If you're serious about training, I will take your questions. Listen to me, you need carbs and protein. It's a balanced thing. Eating carbs after a workout will make you stronger. Stop your nonsense. I said, okay, bye-bye. But he kept going. I'm right, you're very wrong. Your videos are really stupid. Stop these stupid videos and grow a brain. And then somebody nice, Meg, thank you for coming to our defense. It's just like, I am flattered that the best strength trainer in the country just commented on our video, aren't you?
Thank you for bringing traction to our video.
Larry.
Thank you. All right, so in between meals, we got some work done and we went on a few walks to get some steps in. So one thing that we didn't bring up earlier is that we're going to keep our step count at 12,000 a day. Sometimes I was getting lazy with it and doing like 8,000, 10,000. No more, 12,000 per day on this cut. And we are tracking with our watches. So these guys are Garmin new watches, and I am at 11,816 today. So I just got a few more steps to hit 12K, but we are gonna be consistent with that. And we may increase that later on in the cut as another tool in our toolbox.
So I was in the kitchen cooking up some sirloins. I had 2 sirloins on the counter too. And I turn around, and then I turn around again, and I have 1 sirloin on the counter, so then I turn around again, and I see Marshmallow eating the other sirloin on the ground. So we can't always be angels every day, I guess. If Marshmallow was wearing an angel necklace, it would be stripped from her. So that's that. So, on that note, here is platter number 2. Alright, so overview. Ashley likes to spread her plate out like a freaking diva.
I'm a diva.
So let's look at mine. We've got 2 sunny side up eggs, raw beef suet chunks, some chuck roast, and then a very, very small amount of sirloin, which I replaced some of the protein with seared beef heart. So like we've said, beef heart is a great intro offal. It's very similar to lean steak. Leave the fat on when you cook it.
Tasty.
We've got the wiggly jiggly bone broth, but of course, guys, we got this cooked up. I just remained calm. I actually, on Carnivore, have a much better ability to remain calm. When things like that happen, you just smile. Alright, it's okay. Marshmallow ate good tonight. We're about to eat good too. So until tomorrow,
Behave like an angel.